questions to keep myself aligned. Waste away the hours doing what I should, knowing that my soul tells me it's not for my own good.
So the fourth face, we're going to start with the fourth face of intention. And that fourth face of intention is beauty. So I'm going to make a statement, and then we are going to talk about that statement. We're going to talk about that statement at the end. So the statement is, I intend to live my life stress-free. I intend to live my life stress-free. So right now, I am trying to be stress-free. I've got the dog in the car, and let me just, if you can see, I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at right now. So that's the view outside my window. I've parked near a beach. I'm in Burlington right now. I'm parked at the lakeshore near Spencer's. It's a beautiful restaurant. So I parked in here to do this live this morning because I'm at my friend's house for the weekend and I didn't want to wake them up while I was doing this live. So I'm in my car. So let's talk about this face of beauty. The more we reconnect to source, good morning, Helen. The more we reconnect to source, the more we see beauty in everything. Okay? We look at people and we say, this one's unattractive, that one's overweight, oh, look at that, that looks gross, that's not very pretty, that scene isn't nice. Like all these things, we make all these comments, right? Infinity, yes, thank you. So we make all these comments. Good morning, Jessica. And the fact is, the beauty is in everything. I mean, think about it. We were created by this wonderful creator, this source energy. Why would source energy create anything that is not beauty, right? Why would source energy create anything that is not beauty? And beauty is truth. So that's awesome too, because in my practice, I use applied kinesiology a lot. So that's like muscle testing. I use that a lot because when we are not in our truth, our body will weaken. Jasper's in the car and there's dogs walking by, so you may hear him bark or growl. Hey, stop, get down. When we are in our strength, when we're telling the truth, when we're seeing the beauty in our lives, then our body becomes strong. So it's a really accurate indicator, a way to measure the difference between the truth and the weakness in our body is really to find the difference between the beauty, the truth, beauty is truth, and the falsehoods that we believe. Good morning, Catherine. So any thought that is a falsehood will weaken our body. And that really is the basis of applied kinesiology, muscle testing. So that's why I use muscle testing a lot in my practice, because I can find out exactly what is going on with people. So there is this calibration scale of our frequency and our vibration. Good morning, Jasmine. This frequency and our vibration. So let's say that this calibration scale is between 1 and 1,000, okay? Most people, actually 87% of people, calibrate at below 200, okay? When that scale is between 1 and 1,000, 87% of the population calibrate below 200, okay? So that suggests that most of the population cannot distinguish between truth and falsehood. All right, we get all wrapped up in our stories, right? We get all wrapped up in that crap that we have going on in our head. And most of it is lies. Most of it is falsehood. And we believe that to be the truth, right? Which is not the truth. So ego feeds us falsehood or untrue information and thoughts, and the body responds to this, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of that. When a soldier goes off to war, all right, when a soldier goes off to war, they are told to kill the enemy, all right? They're told to kill the enemy. Now, let's just talk about the Bible for a second, and one of the commandments that are in probably most of the religious books, if not all of them, is thou shalt not kill. There's no condition. There's no like asterisk and a footnote that says thou shalt not kill unless somebody tells you to kill somebody. right? Unless you are told by your commander to go kill the enemy. There's no footnote that says that. It's basically that thou shalt not kill, and that's boom, done, okay? So what happens when that person, that soldier, goes out and they kill someone, all right? That is a falsehood to the body, all right? That is a falsehood to the body, to the spirit, to the energy, okay? That is false on almost every level for the body, okay? What happens then, all right? Most of these soldiers come back with PTSD. Most of them come back with severe depression and anxiety because of what they've done, all right? Because it is a falsehood to the body. The body will react. It will weaken. That's what happens, okay? So when we act in our falsehood, the body will react and weaken. So when I work with people with fibromyalgia, for instance, they've told themselves so many falsehoods. They've probably gone through some kind of trauma. They were not true to their bodies, and now it is manifesting in something as severe as fibromyalgia. So, or PTSD, all right? So you have to understand where this is coming from. So beauty is truth and truth is beauty. That was something that was written by John Keats. So beauty is truth and truth is beauty. Beauty and truth are synonymous, okay? They are one and the same. And as you begin to reconnect to your source, not that you're ever disconnected, but once you start to clean off that connection and chip off the corrosion and the rustiness of your connection, you start to see the truth and the beauty in everything that is around you. Even in the things that people will call unattractive, you will find the beauty in those things, okay? Even in the observation of a spider web, even in the things that you may think are appalling. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Viktor Frankl was part of the Holocaust and in one of the camps. And every morning, you know, the Nazis took pleasure in humiliating those that were in the Holocaust. So they would bring them for food, their one meal of the day. Viktor Frankl and the people that were around him would eat, they would bring them a bowl of dirty water, dirty, filthy water for soup. This was their soup for the day. Dirty, filthy water and a fish head. That's what they would have floating in this soup. And that's what they would be eating. All right? Viktor Frankl decided to find the beauty in this bowl of soup. Okay, instead of telling himself a bunch of falsehoods that was going to react to his body and his mind and his energy, he decided to find the beauty in this dirty water fish head soup. So we can find beauty in everything if we feel connected, if we can connect ourselves to source. When you are disconnected from source, when you turn your back on source and you work through ego, that voice in your head, and you believe all of those falsehoods in your mind, then what happens is that we cannot attract the things that we desire into our lives. Good morning, Meryl and Sue. So we can't attract those things that we want into our lives, that we desire. So you can make a decision. You can make a decision to be an appreciator of your life, or you can make a decision to be a depreciator of your life. So are you an appreciator or are you a depreciator? Appreciator or depreciator, right? So if we think about our houses and our cars, when we first get them, you know, they cost a certain amount of money, they have some kind of value. And then they either appreciate or they depreciate based on their value. So are you going to be an appreciator of your life? Will you find value in all of those things that are in your life? Or are you going to depreciate your life and listen to ego and pay attention to ego? So imagine if you were able to find the beauty in everything in your life and kind of live your life in a state of bewilderment, right? Like, that's awesome. Look at that, how beautiful that is. Instead of living your life in stress and frustration, because that's what's going to happen when you live your life through this ego. When you don't see the value in yourself, then you depreciate yourself. So most people that I speak with in my practice, of course, if they were coming to see me, then they are depreciating themselves. They can't find the value in their life. They can't find the value in themselves. They are speaking about themselves in all of these different kinds of falsehoods that are not true. Okay, they are not the truth, because when we were created from a place of truth and beauty, and creation does not create something that is not beautiful. All right. When you become an appreciator of beauty, your life is emptied of stress. So if you are an appreciator, if you can appreciate all the beauty and the truth around you, then your life is emptied of stress. So if you remember at the beginning, I was saying my intention is to live a stress-free life. My intention is to live a stress-free life. So that sounds like, how can you live a stress-free life? Well, if I can look at the beauty of life, and if I can look at the beauty and the truth of every situation, if I can find the beauty in all of it, if that's what I look for, if I live my life in a state of bewilderment and awe of all the beauty and the miracles that are going on around me, instead of allowing those things to go stale in my life, then I can live a stress-free life. Okay, so these are choices. All of these things are choices that we make. So anxiety is the mark of spiritual insecurity. Anxiety is the mark of spiritual insecurity. That was written by Thomas Merton. Paramananda, her name is that name is just like a tongue twister. Paramananda says, as long as we believe in our heart of hearts that our capacity is unlimited, and we grow anxious, as long as we believe in our heart of hearts that our capacity is limited, we grow anxious and unhappy. We are lacking in faith. One who is truly trusting in God has no right to be anxious about anything. So just a thought. Anxiety and stress are not possible when you are connected to Source. So these thoughts and ideas, like if what I'm saying is resonating with you and you want to learn more about it, you might want to pick up the book, The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer, because he explains it amazingly in the book. And I personally love the book in Audible because I like to listen to his voice as he is talking about the power of intention. We take huge piles of drugs for stress and simply connect. So when we feel stressed and anxious, what do? We are supplied with drugs. We take antidepressants. We take all these different things. When all we really have to do to live a stress-free life is just find the beauty of life and stop wallowing and depreciating our lives by focusing on all of the negative things in our life, what we feel is negative, instead of seeing the beauty in sometimes the most appalling situations. So we can turn things around if we choose to turn things around. That is a choice that we've got. We can choose or intend to feel good. Right? We can choose or intend to feel good. So that is a choice. We can become an appreciator of our lives. That is a choice. These things are all choices. I say these things and probably somebody's sitting back, and even when I read them the first time going, come on, there's so much going on. Like, how can I be stress-free? How can I blah, 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 blah. But you can. Because if you choose to be stressful, if you choose to be anxious, if you choose to depreciate your life and live in ego, then that's a choice. You chose to do that. It's really that simple. You chose to do that. Or you can choose to live your life in beauty and bewilderment. Notice what you are feeling in a moment. So when you feel emotional about something, just stop for a second. Don't let it just don't just roll with that. Just stop for a second and, what am I feeling? What am I feeling in this moment? And am I connected to, what am I connected to? Am I connected to the source and energy, or am I, focusing on ego right now? And just by saying, I choose to feel good. I choose to feel good. I choose not to feel this way. I choose to feel good. You can switch up how you are feeling about things. Okay, so that's what I have for you this morning. In the next few weeks, except for tomorrow, you will find me a lot doing lots of videos going to be coming up on this little road trip that I'm taking for the next 10 or 11 days. So it's going to be super cool. But these are the things that I would say. So today was the fourth face of intention was beauty. Okay, the beauty. And we get so wrapped up in our lives, we forget to see the beauty in this world. It's so much easier. It is so much easier. I'm not going to lie. It is so much easier to swim in our darkness. It is so much easier to just be a victim of our circumstances. It's easy. It's easy to do that. We don't have to do anything, right? It's just, yeah, this is shit, and just live that way. It's easy, right? It's easy to complain about things. It's easy to find the ugliness in things. It's easy to find the unattractiveness in things. It's easy to depreciate our lives. That takes no effort at all. That's super easy to do, right? But it's harder and more worthwhile, and taking a moment to connect to that wonderful energy that you have inside you to find the beauty in this world, and even in the hardest situations to say, you know what, that's pretty awesome, and look how that works, and isn't that awesome how that works, and look at the beauty of that spider web, and look at the beauty of that giant spider. I live in Southampton, where we have spiders as big as my head, I feel like. So every morning when I walk out of my house in the summer, I feel like I'm doing what I call the Southampton walk. It's like I'm spreading the webs and walking through what they've built on my porch in the middle of the night. And, you know, before I would be like, this is disgusting. Like, I can't deal with these spiders, right? And now it's just, you know, look at what they make. And isn't that amazing? Isn't that beautiful, right? I still do gently get rid of those spider webs and send those spiders packing, but, you know, where before I would have probably killed them, now it's just, you know, I kind of send them on their way. We have to find the beauty in everything and appreciate the beauty at every level. So that is how to live a stress-free life if you choose it. So have a fantastic day. I hope today something that I said today resonates with you. I'd love to hear your comments and your questions about it. Good morning, Karen. Hi, how are you? So just, the power of intention. And the fourth face of intention is beauty. And they're all important, the ones that I've spoken about so far. But this one, I think it's something that we need to remind ourselves every single day. And I love you too, Karen. You're awesome. So there is beauty in everything and in everyone, right? Live your life in a state of bewilderment and awe. And then your body will react to that. Okay, your body will react to that because your body wants the truth. Your body wants you to live in the truth. Okay? So I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day. I love you guys for coming out Easter morning, and have a wonderful day for those of you that have the day off today. Love it. Enjoy it. I'm going to sit here and drink my coffee and look at this scene for a little bit here in Burlington. It's a beautiful scene. People walking around with their dogs, and, you know, it's beautiful because that's what was created, and us too, right? Everything is beautiful. Everything is awesome. And I don't want to sound like a hippie child when I say that, but it's the truth, right? It's just the truth. And we just don't need to swim in our darkness anymore. I don't want to make that choice anymore. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be there anymore. I would choose not to be there anymore. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Mwah.
Look at my reflection in the mirror. I see that it's not the person who lives inside of me. Done with all the fear and doubts, the negativity. I'm shedding all the crap right now.